Hi guys, good morning. It's David, targeted individual, aka an innocent victim of Secret Service criminality. This is just a quick video in the morning. I just woke up, and most people, although I think most of us are fucked in different ways, even if you're not targeted with microwave weapons or by psychopath pieces of shit people. I think all of us are fucked because this is a big criminal system like a pyramid, and we kind of, if you make you if they push you down to madness, to drug addiction, alcoholism, unemployment, being a targeted individual, which means that you are being electronically harassed, which means that a group of people making uh, uh, an effort, they conspire against you. So when they call you a conspiracy theorist, actually they're right, because it's the definition of a conspiracy. One or more, two or more people, persons committing, conspire to commit a criminal act. So in a way, yes, they're right. You are a conspiracy theorist, but actually you're a victim of conspiracy. But conspiracy actually is better use the word a criminal business plan, because that's what it is. But this is a criminal pyramid system, and on the level where we are, normally intelligent people, maybe not always, they say it's only whistleblowers or it's only important people, but it's not the case. Anyone can be a victim of these fuckers because there are a lot of them. They how they recruit them is very different. There are so many ways. The ways I know is, for example, I don't know, you go out, you get drunk, you get poisoned with something in your drink, and then when you sleep, they do all kinds of shit with you, and the next day you have a different mindset, and slowly they see if they can pull you into the criminal system. And once you are in, they mind control you in such a way that you actually believe the bullshit that they tell you. So or the subliminal messaging that they give you every day, that you have to shut up, that you are part of it, that you owe them anything, and they are. If you saw them in person, the people who are carrying out these crimes are they are literally like monsters in every way. Like they look, they act, and they sound like monsters. So imagine, I don't know, the horror movie The Hills Have Eyes. It's kind of like those kind of people. And then, obviously, when you go up, you can, because as I said, it's a pyramid organization. So when you go up, it's they are these thugs, gang stalkers. They are these gang whatever. I don't know. I don't fuck with criminality, so I don't know. But then when you go up, you get up to the level where it's like, if we look at London, it's the Pall Mall, or the Whitehall. Those people in the West End in London, in a business district. They are diplomats, and they are congressmen, and they are secret service spies and agents. But in reality, they are all part of a global syndicate, an organization that is basically designed to undermine this society and democracy. I'm reading a book. It's called, actually I forgot what it's called, because I haven't read it for like a week. I think it's the truth about secret societies, or the real structure of secret societies, something like that. And I read in timeline all the secret societies that existed since the beginning of time, and it's always the same pattern. There is this deranged group of people outside the normal system that more or less works. Not the best for everyone, but at least there's a structure, there's a rule of law, and there you can, get by at least. But then there is this other group of people who are always just there to overthrow everything that we try to build, instead of fixing what we have now, and advocate for transparency, the rule of law, and being sustainable for real, and not having sustainability as a code word for global genocide by 2030 by the UN. Uh, there's always this group of people who try to fuck with everything that we are trying to build. And so it's the same even now. You know, it was the same with the Nazis, with the Freemasons, with during the French Revolution, and even before. Um, and now it's exactly the same. The only difference is the secret societies they call different. So you know, KGB agents now, because you know, KGB technically, well, on paper doesn't exist, but obviously a criminal system like that it never ceased to exist. So it's just running under different names. And so you have the Freemasons, you have Forever Flying, you have the Rose or White Rose, I don't know, or you have National Guards like the Nazis in London, Nazi groups, and the technology is ever more advanced. So the use of electromagnetic weapons, the use of biowarfare, the use of parapsychology, the use of I don't know, sonic weapons, the use of even satellites as weapons or camouflage drones as weapons. Um, even I don't know about anything about that. Just heard quantum weapons. So all this technology is, you know, it's being leaked out from the military. The As a soldier, a former soldier, I know what kind of shit they fuck with, and so I didn't see any of this when I was a soldier. But obviously, I know that in those circles as well, they people who were in prison or who are convicted criminals, they get into the military, and then you know God knows what infection they cause there basically. Uh, like I saw with my own eyes, you know, for example, in my country, in Hungary, the basic requirement to be a soldier is not having any criminal background, and yet there were people there who were convicted criminals out from prison. And so those people are obviously part of a gang. That gang is being, you know, is still functional. And when you go in the military and you play the good boy, but actually you are still the same criminal, even more dangerous and more fucked up in the head. You get access to knowledge, to weapons, to other people, to corrupt them, and then you kind of build up this disgusting dystopia kind of secret society of criminals who just there to fuck up everything for us. Like last night, for example, um, I was so brutally attacked that like, I had to scream and I had to like shout out loud, and then people thought that I'm crazy. Like actually, they were looking at me, uh, the back of my head. So here, and I have evidence for this because I have a cyst in my brain which was caused by directed energy weapon attacks in London, especially when I lived in West Ham and on Reed Road in Tottenham. And so this part of my brain is always attacked, but here and here in the back of my neck, especially in the back of my neck, you know, I'm always being shot with some bullshit. uh, it's a combination of then which will be voice to skull, or the modern version of voice to skull, when they can talk in your head through their phones, you know, to harass you all day, uh, and then just the insane shit that they do to you is so crazy. Like last night, I was just like really out of it. Like it's I'm lucky because I have friends and I have people I know who are also illegally targeted by this fucking disgusting, monstrous. This I cannot find a word. How much they like. Just no, seriously. Sorry, I'm just really hungry and tired, but and exhausted because you know this takes a toll. Like I have now physical evidence how my body is being destroyed. Like they shooting my knees, it's it's visible. They're shooting my foot. They're shooting my elbows, so they destroying the joints. Um, and they do that with every victim. For example, Dr. Millicent Black in the U.S. She has a lot of evidence here in the UK. Also, I know people who exactly have the same shit in the U.S. For example, in Utah, there's a lady who went to a doctor and she has like quite huge affidavit with all of this shit that they done to her. the chips in her body, the body air network. She has evidence for that. Um, but in a way, I'm lucky that I have people to talk to and the people who go through exactly the same, and so I'm not alone with this shit. But it is brutal, and the just to comprehend, it's it's exactly the same like the Nazis in the Second World War. They chose a group of people and they torture them and they slowly kill them. And the similarity goes as far as they use gases and they use chemicals to attack you. Only now they don't take you physically to a concentration camp, but the concentration camp is in your house or is it around you because the satellites, Lockheed Martin, Starlink, uh, Space Force, yes, Space Force, Colorado, Shriver Air Force. Those satellites track you everywhere, but especially Lockheed Martin. Uh, Even not just in the U.S., wherever you are in the world. So now the only difference is the concentration camp is not physical; it's around you. It's invisible, which is why they call it invisible warfare. And when you have a new kind of warfare, it's obviously not a conspiracy, it's a business plan because every criminal, every organization, every big corporation wants to put their hand on this new technology, which is not new. It's been around for like 50 years at least. The voice to skull, directed energy weapons, even parapsychology from Russia from the 70s, 72, it's been around. And even then, they use technology that if you read about it, which you can on the CIA website, so you know it's official and you know it's not bullshit. Even it sounds crazy, but yet it's real, and it was great. It sounded out of this world in the 70s. So imagine that 50 years, 60 years later, that technology just evolved in horrific ways. And the military and the secret services and all the criminals did not wake up one day since then. They were like, oh my god, guys, we are just fucking psychopath torturing innocent people. We should stop. I think we should let innocent people live their life, and we need to stop, guys, because this is just bad. Obviously, that did not happen, and it did not happen since the existence of humankind. There because the 1%, or I think it's more than that now, but 1% of the population is clinical psychopath, and between 10 to 20% of the population is sadist. So enjoy other people's suffering. These people, and then they are the highly suggestible population who react to microwave radiation and subliminal messaging um, more than other people because they're sensitive. But for example, people with EHS, electro hypersensitivity, which means that your brain is very sensitive to frequencies, the radiation, sounds, noises, bangings, whatnot. Even Bill Gates' wife had or has EHS, because I read somewhere that he had to take her to remote places quite often to get away from the city because she could not take the radiation. And so um, yeah, but in my case, it become like that because of the constant attack to my head, especially in West Ham. I was attacked a lot in London, and then Reed Road in Tottenham, brutally, um, and other places as well. So when you have London, which is like a banking center of the world, obviously it's gonna be a lot of criminals. Uh, you have the rich old white man who are the deep state leading this shit, and then you go down in the pyramid, you have the thugs who are proud to sell babies to these old men to whatever do whatever they want with them. It's disgusting. I don't even want to think about it. And then you go down, you have your gangstokers, your drug dealers, then you have your whores. Like a lot of escorts and whores are participating in this. They drug people, literally, and I witnessed that. They drugging people, and then they force them to be a part of this fucking criminal syndicate. They force them to target people. They force them to microwave people. They force them to gangster people. Because there's some horrific shit is built into drugs like crystal meth, cocaine, GHB and all of this fucking shit. And then lower down you have the drug addicts, you have people from prison, people from mental institution, people from orphanage, people who didn't have parents and so they end up on the street. Homeless people do this. It's basically anyone and everyone they can recruit to kill off the population. That's the uh, basically that's the goal of it. This had nothing to do with you. I have and I it's on targetedjustice.com. I There's the gang stalking manual and one of the paragraphs at the end, it you can read that for a better uh, justice system. But obviously, this has nothing to do with justice because if you see 97% of the victims have no ties to terrorism at all, who end up on this illegal and unconstitutional watch list. And so there is no justice because there is no crime there. Like when I go on the street and I'm shouting and the surveillance camera recording that shouting and I appear as a dangerous person, it's because I am targeted to shit with microwave weapons that don't have bullet holes or traces, but I have evidence internally the result they done to me, and I have pictures, videos, all of that shit. So I can prove it. I have even measurements. I have people who witnessing it. I don't know. I talked to MI5 agents. I talked to CIA agent, Dr. Robert Duncan, who was deceased, unfortunately. I talked to U.S. Microwave experts who helped me to track companies who are involved in this shit. So when you see me acting crazy when on the street or whatever, it's not because I'm a crazy person. Because anyone who knows me, they know that I'm really nice and really shy and just. But yeah, but now I have to go because my breakfast is on the stove and I can see it's time. Uh, and oh, one more thing, where I am now, when I wake up, the fucking bangings through the walls, this noise harassment, this mental conditioning, and obviously affecting your body by the neighbors. But I went to the neighbors this morning and I'm gonna keep going until I find a fucking criminal, because I'm not gonna let my head shot with a fucking microwave weapon to shit. Obviously, I have the right to defend myself at any cost, and if I get to prison, then so be it. That's the shit I wake up every morning, that they listening to you, which is called video voyeurism. They're listening to your thoughts basically, and when they hear something they do not like, they have the script when to harass you, because they are contracted to keep you in a 24-hour stressed state, your body, your brain, your mental state. They do these bangings. I don't know if you can hear it on the wall. So they have to let you know that they are here. Like, I don't fucking know already, right? Like, I knew before I get here where I am, exactly, because I know your fucking script. I know what you do, and I know that you are targeting innocent people, right? And we all know this shit, and we all fight this shit every day. Even if you voice to scall me, even if you shoot the back of my head all the time, even if some crazy thug is gonna talk bullshit in my head that feels like it's talking from inside, and because you have your vocal cords have this fucking shit on them, they can. There's it called I can't pronounce that word, ventriloquist or whatever effect, where they can talk from you. Even if you do that, we're still fighting this shit. So I don't, even if you poison me, even if I don't have any money, even if we're still fighting this shit. And we will. And that's all for now. Have a nice day and stay safe. You don't want to give them a reason. There is no reason, but you stay you. You just be a good person and you force this legally, because the more people that force this shit legally, as in going to the police, as in filing reports, filing court cases. Yesterday I heard that there are a lot of court cases in progress. That's what we have to push, because People like judges, they don't want this shit because they know they will be targeted by these fuckers. So you have to push back. You really have to push back, and you have to clear out the fucking terrorists like the Indians. Like, I don't want to say racist, but a lot of Indians participating in this shit. Actually, the gang stalking system in India is structured after the one in London. So these people have to be cleared the fuck out. Anyway, have a good day.